Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kishiryu Sentai RyuSoulger, episode 20. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
My dudes, welcome back. We just got done watching this episode, and this was genuinely the best one. That's it.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like, it started with a simple premise, like, oh hey, Green, you're fast, but that's your only gimmick. Get good. And then he got good, and they won! Also, it was a lot of fun in between.
Yeah, I think, I remember, saying, right before this episode, I'm gonna go into this episode not expecting, anything, and just, kind of come away, pretty happy with the episode, but, this is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I was just, from the get-go, almost, every, fight scene was just, choreographed really well. They had, all the sound effects just kind of, top-notch, and,
To be fair, we had just come off of Geo doing the basic-ass patty cake.
Okay,
yeah, that is...
I guess it worked out that you guys did Geo first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I found it funny. To me, the episode went, Melto. He's like, hey, Toa, you're too two-dimensional. You need to be more than just a speedster. And then he just, it's interesting, though, because I didn't expect somebody to come that was, somebody different and outside of this bubble to, come help him. I don't know if you guys knew about this character showing up this episode or not, but I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either. I mean, with that guy, it's either or. Whether he's a part of this show or not is completely up to him.
Yeah. But I like that they tied him to Black and Green, just so they have something else with their backstory. Yes. So if you ever want to dig deeper, we have an avenue to do so.
And I'm glad he or whoever he's tied to also shops at Rugs R Us. The only rug supplier, the only clothing supplier for Toku villains or older people in general in Toku.
Yeah,
they really made Green shine. He didn't get his moment swept out from under him by a different ranger or anything. He was really the one to at least come to the conclusion. He had the help of the cool purple dude, Zorg or whatever, but you know, it was just a nudge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even coming off of last episode, the main draw for me from last episode was, oh hey, they're gonna have to operate, or maybe it was a few episodes ago, they're gonna have to operate without their powers and still fight. And I like those stories because it usually shows the character's resolve. But in this episode, everyone was gone, it was left up to him, and it basically showed the same thing. Without your crutches, without anything else, without anyone else to support you, you have to do this yourself. And he found it within himself to make it happen. And I loved the subtle nod. Well, not subtle. I loved that, the kid came wandering about looking for his brother with two big stuff. It sort of parallels kind of what he should be striving toward. That kid, he lost his brother, his only major crutch, and was desperately looking for him, even if he didn't have the strength to, even if he didn't have the power to, he was still going at it. It motivated him, I feel in sort of that way, but also hey, someone's got to help these people, and it's up to me now. I take on this responsibility. And I ate it up. It was good stuff.
I felt like he really didn't want to let that kid down.
Yeah.
Because it would have been he's seeing himself in that kid also just as a helpless kid who can't do anything, right? He had no power, and he felt powerless too. Toa did, but he knew that he was the only chance that they had to save everybody, right? So I like that really inspired him to just full on, I have to do this. And then he's like, think, the whole taking
tappity, 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 think.
taking Melto's advice a little bit there.
And it was a really neat way to wrap up this arc. Also, by the way, this is, even though this is the dumbest Minosaur we've ever had, the most budgeted Minosaur out of all of them.
It was easily one of the best.
Yeah. And like they played with the power set that he came with so well. Yeah, it was just so good. It was such a good time.
Yeah. Like I kind of like I like that the Minosaur was like an inanimate object just because we didn't have like that like suit just doing stupid things, and we didn't have like we did have like the backstory with like the brothers and like them doing their stuff, but that was very small. Like that didn't even like last that long this episode, so we kind of just had like our villain of the week kind of be like Weisel basically. So you're just using like new power and you just kind of like messing with them, in that regard, not having like another character or other like backstory like bog him down. And the way he just uses that power set was just so funny. It's just like it's so him. So, and he's already one of the most likable characters of the show. So
yeah, I think
you
in
want
a way, just because, just by virtue of him being, what? Am I lagging?
No, well, maybe because you didn't catch what I said.
Oh. Yeah.
But
like Weisel got into Burger Boy's face, just like, want a smooch? Just got to opening.
But also I love that since it is an inanimate object, to like back to what you were saying, it's like this Minosaur was basically an extension of him, and getting to, because like these last villains, we sort of had to center around their gimmick and stuff, and Weisel took a back seat, but Weisel was front and center, and it was all his plan, his ideas, and it was so much fun. Yeah. So, did you guys have anything else you wanted to say about this episode?
Yeah, Weisel's reaction when he got dropped from the sky was surprising.
Me!
Yeah. All right. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about this episode, and hey, keep it juicy.
Yeah, see ya.
Later.
Oh. More Toku in the bag, and it's not even midnight.
Is there like a quota? Every single episode, Gold has a new girl he's hitting on.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And I like them.
I like that they were. Yeah, him at